Hey guys, today's question is about tides, and if you're new to the channel, smash the like button, subscribe, turn the bell on, and stay tuned for some awesome content. So, I'm losing my voice. I lose my voice every spring. I sneeze, I cough, my allergies go crazy. But the good sign is spring is almost here, pollen's everywhere. I'm gonna be sick, but the fishing is gonna improve. Now, Dave wrote in. Dave had a few questions last week. We're gonna answer one of those questions. He asked, which tide is more productive, falling or incoming? And the answer is both. Both tidal stages are fantastic and can be very productive, but you have to approach the situation correctly. Now, you're gonna need to understand where the water is moving, why it's moving, and what the fish are gonna be doing with that moving water. So let's keep it very simple. When the tide's incoming, the fish are gonna keep their noses pointed to the pass. So if you're in the middle of the bay, however you would drive your boat towards the Pensacola or Destin Pass, that is the direction the fish are gonna be pointing. Now, if the tide is outgoing, those fish are going to be facing the opposite direction. They're going to turn around, they're going to face nose front into the water movement. It conserves energy, and the food is just pushed right to them. Typically, the fish are going to sit on the downward side of a piece of structure that allows the current to flow through and bring the bait fish to them. It's important to remember that even a 6-inch drop off is a large piece of structure. If you're a flounder, it doesn't take much to have a huge hiding spot or a perfect place to ambush. And even trout and redfish will position on small changes in elevation, difference between grass and sand, anything that breaks a little bit of current. All kinds of bait is going to get caught in that current, and it forms a never-ending line of food. It's like a conveyor belt that just keeps bringing the fish snacks. Once you find the fish, they're going to be there, they're going to feed aggressively, and then they're going to move. It's important to keep in mind that the fish that you find during high tide are going to be in a different location during low tide. Redfish are usually comfortable in 2 feet of water here in the Navarre area. I find a ton of fish in 2 feet of water, and more often than not, I'm somewhere in 1.5 to 2.5 feet of water. Now, at high tide, 2.5 feet of water might be a whole lot closer to the bank than it is at low tide. Think about north winds and how shallow the sound gets. So you're going to need to reposition yourself, get away from the shoreline, and then you're going to be able to catch fish. The fish need to be comfortable, and depth is a huge factor. Predator fish are constantly repositioning themselves in the current or on the flat to find an easy meal. It's important that you keep moving until you find feeding fish. If you see a few fish here or there and they're not feeding, don't be alarmed, don't be upset. Reposition yourself and find fish that are actively feeding. If you're not finding these fish, you need to pay attention to your surroundings and go looking. You got to cover water until you find the fish that are actively feeding. Boom, that's it. It's short, it's quick, it's factful, and it's all you guys need to know about tides. There's a ton of information you can find at tidesforfishing.com. I'll put a link to that website. It'll help you out for your surrounding areas. Dave, that was a great question. I appreciate you guys submitting these questions. If you have a question, follow the link below, submit your question, and who knows, maybe your question will be featured in our next question and answers.